beyond cards and crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafters and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today I'm going to make a card using the Love from Lizi card kit, and this is the July card kit called Peach Blossom. This is card 4 and we have 3 cards made already using this kit. I'll leave links to each of those card videos down in the description. You'll also find links down there for Lizi's kit, Lizi's website where you can get ink cubes and peel-offs and nesting dies and the whole kit and caboodle, and as well as that to the Love from Lizi Facebook group and my group, Your Cards and Crafts. So that's all the housework done. Let's look at this card, card number 4. Now I'm using a card that came in the kit. We got a DL size card, we got a 5x7 card, we got a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 card, as well as this an A6 card. They all came with envelopes as well, and they came in this craft cardstock. So this card measures 8 1/4 by 5 3/4, and inside I have a piece of white cardstock. Now this cardstock measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/2, and I've also got another one to go on the outside at the front. On top of that then I have this piece of pattern paper, and this piece measures 3 5/8 by 5 1/4, and that'll sit on there. Now I want to put a panel on top of that, but I want to give it dimension. But I also want it to fold flat when it goes into the card. So Sam from Mixed Up Crafts, I've seen her use these. They're a spring. You can see it there. It's a piece of cardstock that has been scored. When it folds, when it's pressed down, it folds flat like so. And when you open it up, it pops up like this. So I have a piece of craft cardstock here, and I'm going to make one of these. So to make this spring, you need a piece measuring 5 1/2 by 4. And on the 5 1/2 inch side, you want to do some score lines. So I have scored it at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, then at 3, 3 1/2, and 4. We're going to do some folding now. So we're going to do a mountain, a valley, a mountain, then we're going to do a mountain, a valley, and a mountain. And when they're all folded like so, we'll end up with this piece. Now don't burnish the score lines, because when you don't burnish them, they'll pop up more. If you burnish those score lines using a scoring tool, then they won't pop up so much. This piece is going to sit in our card like so. And then I have these 3 panels that are going to sit on top. This piece measures 2 3/4 by 4 1/2. This piece measures 2 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then my pattern paper piece measures 2 1/4 by 4. Those 3 pieces are going to sit layered on top of each other like so. And then this piece is going to sit on our spring like that. Now we can have this as a side opening card like this, or we can have it as a top opening card. It depends on what you want to put here. Now I'm going to have this as a top opening card because I have die cut out the letters U, and this is a die that we got in the kit. You can see all the dies that we got here. It's YOU. Now they're all joined together as one die, but when they die cut out, they die cut out individually. I've taken some of the foam that we got in the kit and I've put it behind my pattern paper. It's going to give my letters dimension, and it'll make it easy. I can peel off the release paper and stick them down. I've also got some of the ephemera flowers that we got in the kit. So I'm going to pop some of those around here like this. I've got some of the leaf ephemera. I'll pop them on. And then I've also got my letters U. Now the word I'm going to put above that is thank. So it'll read thank you. Now the thank is from the thank you sentiment here, and I have just cut the U from the thank. And when that's popped back in, it'll sit nicely and it'll stamp as all one word when I use it again. You could just put a piece of washi tape over the U, then put your ink on your word thank, then peel off the washi tape and stamp it down if you don't like to cut your stamps up. But I don't mind doing it. A little bit of stamp surgery is fine in my opinion. So that's going to be our sentiment for the outside, our thank you. I have an extra little flower then that'll go on the inside, and I'm going to leave it blank inside because it's a thank you note. I'll be able to put my message inside, but you could stamp a thank you sentiment in there if you like. So that's all the pieces that we need now. Let's go ahead and assemble this card. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my quick grab glue, and I'm going to add some of that glue to this little 1/2 inch tab we have here. So I'll just pop my, now you can, as per usual, if you prefer to use a tape runner or double-sided tape, you can use that. I'm quite happy to use a liquid glue, and this Cosmic Shimmer glue grabs really quickly. So I'm going to pop that together like so, and then I'll just pinch it. Now you want to be sure that the whole thing folds flat, so I'll add a little pressure there just to make sure that it's in the right position, and that's perfect. Now what we want to do is glue our mats and layers together. So I'm going to do that, and to do that I'm going to use the Collal glue. So I'm going to speed this part up, but you can watch me doing that. Okay, so I have my mats and layers put down on my card base, as well as our floating panel that'll be up on our spring. Before I add this to the spring, however, I need to stamp and add my sentiment. So my U will go on here and my thanks will go above it. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to add the U first, and then I can add the stamp sentiment. So that'll go around there like that. Now I'm leaving the backing paper, the release paper, on my U word because I don't want to stick it down just yet. So I'm happy with that now. I'm going to take my ink and I'm going to stamp my thank. So to do that, I'm going to use some black ink, and I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink to stamp my word down. So once I have a little ink on my stamp, I think I'm happy enough with where my U is, because I'm going to put my flowers all over it, all across the top here. So I think anywhere along here would be fine. So I'm going to move them out of the way. I'm just going to make sure it's straight. In for a penny, in for a pound. Okay, we're committed. Hopefully it's straight. I could have used my stamping platform if I wanted to make sure that it was straight. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my little spring down, because once that's down, then I can put my panel on top and then I can embellish it with my flowers. So I want to make sure this is more or less centered in my panel. So to do that, I'm going to use my quick grab glue. Again, you could use your double-sided tape if you want to. I'm going to go with the liquid glue because it'll give me a little bit of wiggle room to get it straight. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight because it's going to be hidden behind our panel. So it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but in and around straight would be really good. So I'll just make sure now and have a look. That looks fine. So I'll add a little bit of pressure just to give that. Now I'm not pressing hard on the score lines, it's on the panel itself. So I'm happy with that now. Now we can add down this panel, which will sit on top. So again, I'm going to add the glue to our spring, and that way then it'll make it easier to add our panel down. And then once that's down, I'll make sure that's straight. And that looks about straight there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I can add a little bit of pressure. I can go at it from behind there. I'm just being careful of my thank. So this will fold flat down to go into our envelope. There is a little bit of bulk from the you know, where the card is going together, but it will go flat enough to go into a lovely envelope. So now I'm going to add the U, and I'm going to use my tweezers because I want to add a little bit of liquid glue just so I have a little bit of wiggle room adding these down. Now that was a very rookie mistake that I made. And this is why we add liquid adhesive. I'm going to start with the U first. And then we got these lovely little pearls that came in our kit. I'm just looking to see where mine have gone here. And I think what I'm going to do is embellish the front with the pearls. So I'm going to put a cluster of them here inside our little flower. And now, there we go. There is our lovely fourth card, our floating panel card with our little spring inside it. And you can see it there. This sits so lovely and it looks so well. I hope you agree with it. It folds flat, more or less, to go into our envelope. And I think it's a very cool and very unusual thank you card. We've got plenty of room inside to write our message, and we have our piece of ephemera in there to emulate our ephemera that's going on here on the outside. So that's it. That's card number 4. I hope you've enjoyed this video using the Love from Lizi July 2023 card kit. If you liked my video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and ding the bell so you'll be notified when I post my next card number 5, using this kit. You can find all the links, card measurements, etc. down below in the description. So until next time folks, thanks for watching and bye for now. Bye bye.